Moscow amid the hustle and bustle of this big city of nearly 10 million people. Tonight, the women's skate at the biggest show in town, the World Figure Skating Championships. She's back. Former world champion Irina Slutskaya of Russia, sidelined by personal illness and family tragedy, Russia's sweetheart has rallied. She settled for silver 1 year ago. America's balletic Sasha Cohen has come to Moscow, determined to take the next step. Five-time world champion Michelle Kwan of the U.S. is renowned for her competitive fire. Can she return to the heights once reserved for her alone? Japan's teenage sensation Miki Ando, the world's junior champion 1 year ago, poised for her next rite of passage. Joannie Rochette calmly and confidently claimed the Canadian title. Now she has designs on an even bigger prize. Their ice dancing's Romeo and Juliet. Tonight, Canada's Dubreuil and Lausanne bring their romance to the frozen stage. Winter refusing to let go of its grip here in Moscow on another cold night, but inside Luzhniki Sports Palace, the crowds arriving late likely held up in that traffic we faced on the way to the arena. But this week, these crowds have been warm and friendly. The hospitality of our Russian hosts has been well received. Good evening. I'm Mark Lee with Barb Underhill and Paul Martini as we get set to present the women's short program tonight. And Russia's Irina Slutskaya is the favorite, and no wonder she has not been beaten this season and is the comeback story of the year in figure skating, not to mention, Barb, a very endearing individual.
Well, adversity has brought out the best in Irina's skating this season. Her heart condition, she's battled back from that, but she still deals with that day to day as well. Her mother is in hospital awaiting a kidney transplant, so she's found very, very personal reasons for competing this season. I think the biggest question for Irina will be, can she handle the enormous pressure she will be under here as the favorite in your home country?
She is a terrific skater and a great person. How about Jeff Buttle? His silver medal last night in men's competition for Canada, while not perfect, was a huge inspiration for this Canadian team here in Moscow. And Paul, an example to Joannie Rochette and Cynthia Phaneuf that anything's possible in this new scoring system.
An example not only to the Canadian team, but to the entire sport. The men's event last night, as you mentioned, though not well skated, was a watermark in terms of where the sport is now at. We have definitely seen so much movement in the standings that we have never seen before, that provides encouragement to each and every athlete when they take the ice, that should they skate well, they'll get rewarded and they will move. So even for someone like Joannie Rochette, she can't get hung up on the fact that she's in 11th spot. At this point in the game, she's still in the race.
Five-time world champion Michelle Kwan of the United States is 7th after qualifying. It's the first time she's ever been marked under this new scoring format. Was that an eye-opener?
Absolutely. She looked completely uncomfortable in the qualifying round. She landed just 3 triples. I think she was out there just thinking the entire way. I think what she has to do going into this short program is just use her experience to put that all behind her and make this a new day. For her American teammate, Sasha Cohen, who is also inexperienced in this new marking system, she seemed to fare better, and that's because her skating is really built for this system. I think if she can put her nerves behind her, which she's had trouble with so often in big performances, she has a great opportunity here.
The Japanese women may have the deepest team at these World Championships. In fact, the defending world champion, Shizuka Arakawa, is the #3 Japanese woman right now.
But again, no reason to panic. She's still very much in this competition, but it's very clear. We've learned that preparation is paramount. You have to know how this system works, and nobody has displayed that better than the Japanese women. They've got 3 women in the top 6, with Miki Ando currently 3rd, Fumie Suguri 4th, and Arakawa in 6th. They are the team to beat here.
So it's a star-studded cast tonight in women's figure skating as we present the short program. Now let's look at the standings after qualifying. Russia's Irina Slutskaya in first place right now. Right behind her, Sasha Cohen of the United States, the silver medalist at last year's World Championships. Then it's Miki Ando of Japan, followed by Fumie Suguri, also of Japan. Arakawa, the defending world champion, in 6th. There's Kwan in 7th. The top Canadian is Joannie Rochette in 11th place, and Cynthia Phaneuf of Canada is 16th. Young Cynthia Phaneuf of Canada with some advice from coach Annie Barabé and a kiss for good luck as she gets set to skate this women's short program. 1 year ago, Cynthia was the Canadian champion, had yet to turn 16 when she won that title in Edmonton with a terrific free skate. Second this year to Joannie Rochette, and is making her debut at the World Championships.
Well, I hope that she's able to put the qualifying performance behind her. She seems to be an individual who's susceptible to confidence issues. Her qualifying skate was not one that would instill great confidence in her, so hopefully she's parked that and comes out here with a new, fresh attitude.
She was also completely unnerved at the Grand Prix final, and she found herself on the ice with Irina Slutskaya and the world champion, and she missed all 3 jumps in the short program. Hopefully she has been able to put that behind her, opening with the triple Lutz.
Oh.
And no, she did not get a good takeoff into the air there for that jump. Triple, a flip, which she pops wide open. Clearly here, the confidence issues are still an issue.
And that's a big question in this sport as to how young you expose a skater to the World Championship. Remember last year they decided, Skate Canada did, to send her to the World Juniors instead of the Worlds.
I think she would have been better off coming to the World Championships last year, getting her feet wet.
One year out to Torino.
Third jump element here in the short program, her double axel. As nice as that was, the damage in this program has already been done.
The most costly error for Cynthia was not rotating the triple flip. You have to rotate the jump in this new system because she left 5 full marks on the table.
I'm surprised that after having watched what happened to Emmanuel, that should have been driven home to every skater here, that it doesn't matter if you fall. Get the jump up in the air and rotate it. You're going to score more points rotating the jump and falling than just doing a single. Here's a look at her opening triple Lutz attempt. It doesn't get enough height. She doesn't have the hang time in the air to complete the rotation.
And a emotional Cynthia Phaneuf. It looks like she's braved that, but you can tell her eyes have been rather teary here after her first ever short program at the World Championship. Along with Coach Annie Barabé, here are the scores for Cynthia. For technical elements, 20.63. And for program components, 23.32 for a score of 42.95, way down 12 points below her personal best in the short. And that will leave Cynthia Phaneuf in second place. When we come back to Moscow, the new Canadian champion, Joannie Rochette, skates at the World Championships. Her first medals in the Grand Prix Series, gold in Paris, bronze in the Grand Prix final. Her tremendous fall season was a sign of things to come. At the Canadian Championships, Joannie Rochette stepped to the top of the podium on an exquisite free skate.
A title is something you will have for the rest of your life. I will always be 2005 national champion, so this feels great to know, and this is important for me to boost my confidence going into World. And also, I've been dreaming of this title for a long time now, so it feels great to finally achieve my goal.
Joannie Rochette, Canada.
Lots of Canadians here again tonight at Luzhniki Sport Palace as Joannie Rochette heads out for her short program here tonight in Moscow. The Canadian champion was 8th at last year's World Championships. And she made an impression on the judges in Dortmund 1 year ago with her clean short program. She jumped a quad toe in practice. That also did not go unnoticed.
Well, her very strong Grand Prix season this year has shown people that she can contend with the very best in the world, but this is her first shot at skating under that kind of pressure.
No sign of it there on that opening double axel. Very smooth.
Up here, her triple Lutz combination. Double toe on the end.
Steps which are required to precede this triple jump, a triple flip.
Yes.
Nice extension, change of edge in that flying camel spin. All of those moves go towards upping the level of that spin. Quite like the way that layback spin picked up speed as it progressed.
Joannie is as fit as she's ever been this year, and her jumps have been explosive.
Sequence is required by the women in the short program.
Nicely done. Joannie Rochette from Île-du-Pas, Quebec.
No sign of the pressure there at all. She came up big. She looked completely relaxed in that performance, and this will stand up with the best.
Joannie Rochette.
She looked so much more relaxed for this short program than she did during the qualifying round. It just oozed from her out there a confidence that we didn't see in the queue. What a spectacular performance.
On top of that, a very exquisite program choreographed by David Wilson. She has two of the best programs in the world today, and when she nails the triples, she's going to be right in there.
There she is with her new coach, José Normand.
Here was her opening combination, triple lutz, double toe. So important to get these elements done in the short.
Here's a look at her triple flip. She gets great height, and she's just so secure.
Joannie Rochette of Canada eagerly awaiting her marks here in the short program. She was 11th after qualifying, but just 6 points out of the lead. And for technical elements, 30.72. Program components, 25.68 for a score of 56.40. That is the best Joannie Rochette has ever skated under the new scoring system, and that will put her into first place overall. Right now, let's go backstage and talk to Canada's other skater, Cynthia Phaneuf. Here's Guy.
Thanks, Mark. I'm with Cynthia Phaneuf, and obviously she's not satisfied with her performance.
I'm not satisfied about this performance because I do it so many times at home, and I was very prepared for this competition, and I wasn't nervous on the ice. I was feeling great, so I have no excuse. Maybe I'm a duel, but I was feeling great. So.
Is it tougher at World Championship?
You know, it's tough, but I was feeling great like for the whole week, and I have no reason. I just need to be more aggressive on the ice.
Wish you the best for the free.
Thank you.
Japan's Shizuka Arakawa is the defending world champion, and she'll skate her short program when we come back to the World Figure Skating Championship. 2005 World Figure Skating Championships, presented by BMO Financial Group. Now here's Guy Daou with Canada's Joannie Rochette.
Thank you, Mark. I'm with Joannie Rochette, who just skated like Joannie Rochette.
Well, thank you. I had a bit of a rough practice yesterday, so for me to do this today, be able to refocus and skate great, it's something in the past I had trouble to do, so I'm really happy tonight that I could lay that down.
Now you're going to be in pretty good position before free program.
Well, I don't know about the result. There's still a lot of skater to go, but I'm very happy of the job I've done, and I can control how the others skate, so I'm happy of myself.
Of course, personal best. What can you ask more?
Well, it still could be better, but I'm very happy that with all the pressure I could do this tonight.
Thank you very much, Joannie.
Thank you.
Shizuka Arakawa, Japan.
Here's the defending world champion from Japan.
Arakawa,
Her coach,
Japan.
Tatiana Tarasova, looking on as Shizuka Arakawa gets set for her short program in Moscow. The two-time Japanese champion, winning last year in Dortmund to become the first Japanese woman to win a world championship in a decade.
I thought of all the women on this warm-up, she looked the most nervous. She maybe made the most number of mistakes during the warm-up. So,
Well, I think her confidence has to be in question here because she's had a very difficult season with skate problems and injuries. Not exactly a confidence booster coming into the Worlds as the defending champion.
opening combination, triple lutz.
No
double
problem
loop.
there.
Connecting steps into what will be her second jump element, a triple flip.
Can't hang on to that landing.
Important to point out that the mistake she just made will be charged under what we call the grade of execution. She'll get full credit for doing a triple flip. It will now be up to each judge to decide on a sliding scale of -3 to +3 what they will award her with, 0 being regarded as a solid jump element. Double axel. Beautiful layback in this layback spin. Look how far she gets the upper body back. Travel here for a couple of revolutions to get this spin to center. Potential was there for that final spin, but not the most finely executed of elements for her.
Well, aside from the step out of the triple flip, I thought it was a better skated program than I thought it would be. I think choreography-wise, she missed some of the major moments in the music, however. But overall, I think she's going to be relieved to get this one done.
Here's a look at the triple flip. She gets good height, but watch on the landing. She has a momentary collapse here. She just has to let the rotations take her off that landing edge.
Spread eagle into the double axel, looking very secure and very relaxed at that point in the program.
The defending world champion, Shizuka Arakawa of Japan, saluting this warm crowd here at Luzhniki Sports Palace. And she'll be hard-pressed to defend her title this year. The competition is so fierce in the women's skating program. Not to mention so deep in Japan, as Arakawa came into this short program in 6th place after qualifying behind Miki Ando and Fumie Suguri of Japan. Here are the scores now for the reigning world champion. For technical elements, 31.86, highest of the day so far. Program components, 28.09, also highest for a score of 59.95. The best free skate so far, and Shizuka Arakawa of Japan will move into top spot here in the short. 5-time world champion Michelle Kwan of the United States skates next at the World Figure Skating Championship. And now the 5-time world champion representing the United States of America, Michelle Kwan, out of Manhattan Beach, California, in 7th place after the qualifying round in what might have been her poorest free skate at a championship, the world level, in 12 years.
She was shockingly tentative in the qualifying skate. She can be anything but here in this short program.
Opening jump will be a double axel.
up is the triple Lutz double toe combination.
Very well done.
Her skate in qualifying was the first time that Michelle had been marked under this new scoring system. She's avoided the Grand Prix circuit for the past 2 years, and her former coach, Frank Carroll, was saying, I thought she looked frightened of the new system in qualifying.
There's just so much to think about in the new system when you're out there on the ice, and she hasn't competed that way yet.
Here are her connecting steps. Next jump, triple flip.
She looks good. She looks very strong. Her signature move, the spiral sequence. In qualifying, however, she only received a difficulty level of 1 because she didn't know the rules, all the requirements that you need to get in there to get the level 3.
A brilliantly skated performance for her. The only question will be, has she put in enough energy, time, and thought into ensuring that all of those elements which can be raised in terms of their level of difficulty have been raised as high as they possibly can. I think, again, with the spiral sequence, she didn't hold the last 2 positions long enough to qualify for the highest level, but that's something that the technical controller will decide before inputting this program into the system.
For Shizuka's program, she received 3 level 2s and 2 level 3s. So Michelle, we will see in just a moment what her levels come out as, and I think that's really going to make the difference.
A hug from Raphael Artunian, who was pretty upset after that qualifying.
Her opening double axel was very confident, as was her next jump element, the triple Lutz double toe. And with all of her jumps in this program, like this triple flip, she wants to say replay.
Yeah.
Here's the triple flip jump. You're going to see great height, nice tight air position, and full of confidence on that landing.
Michelle Kwan 7th after qualifying, but only 4.78 points behind Irina Slutskaya in first and 3.42 behind Sasha Cohen in second. The qualifying is only worth 14% of the total mark, so you can really make that up with 1 good jump in a short program like we have tonight. Kwan and her coach, Raphael Artunian, looking a lot happier than they were the other day when Michelle classified her qualifying as terrible in her own words. Here are the scores now for the 5-time world champion.
Technical score, please.
For technical elements, 32.20, the highest so far. Components, also the highest on the day, 29.02 for a score of 61.22. The best free skate, and Michelle Kwan is in first place. When we come back to Moscow, a visit from Canada's silver medalist here at the World Championships, Sudbury's Jeffrey Butler. Of the World Figure Skating Championships continues now with the 5-time world champion, Michelle Kwan, standing by with Guy.
Thank you, Mark. I'm with Michelle Kwan, who was 7th after qualification, which is an unusual spot. Very unusual spot for you.
The qualifying round didn't go very well, and I just have a lot to pick up before the long program, and I'm glad that the short went well, and now I just have to focus on the long program. So it doesn't matter position-wise, it's everything a learning experience, and just do what I know.
This point system is also new to you. How do you adapt?
Well, I haven't done the Grand Prix series, but I've analyzed the system, and I've adjusted a few things in my program according to the levels, and I guess I just have to go out there and skate and not worry about the levels right now.
Thank you very much. Wish you the best, Michelle.
Thank you.
As the warm-up is underway for the final flight, the women's short program tonight, we'd like to welcome a special guest to our broadcast booth, Canada's newly minted World Championship silver medalist, Jeffrey Buttle. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you here. I wanted to ask you, first off, what was going through your mind last night? You were first to skate the final flight, and then you had to sit and wait and watch as 4 more guys came up.
Yeah, I think that's really the hardest part, is just sitting and waiting. I honestly, after my skate, I think that's probably when I was the most nervous. I just wanted to make a top 6 finish, and it wasn't really my greatest skate. It was much better at Canadians that final long. So to finish up 2nd overall at the end of the night, it was just one of those weird nights.
I have to ask you, while you were sitting, waiting, and watching, were you surprised at the number of men who delivered subpar performances?
I mean, it's the year before the Olympics, so I mean, I expected everyone would be progressing, you know, getting ready. But I know that everyone had their hindrances this year, so obviously it's surprising. You just expect everyone to bring their their A game, you know, in the final long program, and you know, to peak at this point in the year. But I mean, sometimes this happens.
Looking ahead to the Olympic Games, how do you think this is going to set you up for next year?
I think it gives me a lot of confidence, and I think it's just encouraging to know that I'm, you know, 2nd in the world right now, and we're heading into an Olympic year. So, I mean, I wanted to be top 6 at the end of this week, and right now I feel like I have so much confidence going into this next season, and it's an important one.
Well done, Jeffrey. Did you celebrate last night?
Yeah, I did. I celebrated with my coaches, friends. Pretty good.
What are your thoughts, Jeff, on the women's event here today?
It's going to be strong. Today, I think it's going to be Irina's day. She's been strong all year, and she obviously wants a comeback from last year. So I think she has the home ice advantage, and everyone's here to support her. I think she's going to be strong.
Well, Jeffrey, congratulations once again on the silver medal, and thanks so much for stopping by the booth tonight.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Canada's Jeffrey Buttle, the silver medalist here at the World Championships. Here are the standings so far in the women's short program going into this final flight. Michelle Kwan, the 5-time world champion, is currently first. Shizuka Arakawa, the defending world champion, is second for Japan. Susanna Puyukyo of Finland is third, and Canada's Joannie Rochette sits fourth. Cynthia Phaneuf, also of Canada, is 13th. Had a chance to watch the women warm up. What do you think about Irina Slutskaya, the overwhelming favorite here on home ice? Any nerves out there?
She's looking a little bit tentative. She has done a few jumps, but doubled them. She doesn't seem to have that real competitive fire. Maybe she's going to come out, hopefully, in the performance and have it.
It's always so difficult to get a feel for Sasha Cohen. She has a very relaxed, low-key type of a warm-up, and it's really hard to get a read on where she's at.
Miki Ando, the Japanese champion on the ice, as well as Fumie Suguri.
Fumie's looked very good in this warm-up. She's just quietly going about her business. She's landed all of her jumps, looking very sure.
Leave the ice.
Fumie, of course, securing the Japanese berth of these World Championships by her top 3 finish at the Four Continents Championship. So the warm-up is over, and this crowd is buzzing, waiting to see former world champion Irina Slutskaya skate her short program.
She'll skate 4th in this flight of the final 6.
На льду Karolina Kostner, Italia.
Now skating
Karolina Kostner.
Representing Italy, this is 18-year-old Karolina Kostner, a bronze medalist at the World Junior Championships 2 years ago. And a lot of expectations on this young woman heading into the Italian Olympics next year in Torino.
She's had a tough season. She had a back injury early in the season, which took her off the ice for 5 months. Didn't fully get her jumps back into shape throughout the season, just starting to get that consistency back now.
But what's most impressive about her skating is her speed. She goes into every jump element with more speed than any other woman in this competition. And here's her opening combination. Triple flip. Triple toe. The first triple combination we've seen in the competition.
Next jump element is the triple loop. Wow. She is flying across this ice surface.
Kostner is regarded as one of the most promising skaters to come from Europe in more than a decade. The likes of Joannie and Slutskaya of France.
She doesn't get a great deal of height on her jumps, but what I've noticed is she gets a great deal of distance on the jump. Carries great flow out.
Minimum of 8 rotations are required in a spin such as that flying camel.
Paul, that opening combination that she did, the triple-triple, was huge. The base value for that is a 9.5, whereas the triple X double toe, which most of the competitors are doing, has a base of 6.3, so that's over 3 marks on that one combination, and that's going to be huge on that first mark.
Karolina Kostner of Italy in what will be a dress rehearsal for the Olympic Games in her home country in 1 year's time.
Yet another brilliantly skated performance. The ability of the women here today to come out and deliver to potential has been extremely impressive.
It was her second jump, which was the triple loop. Very well done.
It was very difficult to find any fault in this program from a technical perspective. Here's the triple flip jump, followed by the triple toe. First triple-triple combination we've seen in the competition.
It's interesting. Her situation this season has been very similar to that of Stefan Lambiel. The fact that she was off for 5 months this season. He was off for 7 months due to injury. But yet, here they are, just performing like they didn't miss a day.
Judges are in.
Karolina Kostner with looks like a secret message there for a friend back home. And here are the scores for the Italian two-time champion.
Technical score, please.
And for technical elements, 33.14. For program components, 27.6. 6.8. So Karolina Kostner is the second best skater so far in the short program behind Michelle Kwan. And overall, when we add that to her qualifying score, the Italian will have a total score of 87.27 and move ahead of Kwan into first place overall. Still to come in Moscow, the sentimental favorite. Here's Fumie Suguri, the whimsical skater out of Japan, a three-time gold medalist at the Four Continents Championship. In fact, she won it this year and had to beat Yoshie Ando in order to secure the third and final berth on this very strong Japanese women's skating team to get here to Moscow.
She struggled with her jumps this season. She actually went to Russian coach Oleg Vasilyev earlier in the year for a major technical makeover of her jumps, but it caused her some real inconsistencies and confidence problems during the Grand Prix season. Let's see if she's got that confidence back. She's opening with the triple lutz double toe combination. And no.
Good speed, connecting steps into this next element, her triple flip jump.
Beautiful speed on that layback spin.
Suguri has been working very hard on her choreography and expression, but she continues to be one of the better Japanese women's skaters relating to music.
Much of that comes from the work that she's done for many, many years with Canadian choreographer Laurie Nicol.
Very light, quick feet here through this serpentine step sequence.
Fumie Suguri finishes with a flare right in front of the judges in her short program. A last chance qualifier for Japan. Fourth here after qualifying overall.
Full credit to her for having the difficulty on the opening combination and then coming back and delivering a very solid program. Under this new scoring system, the judges have no choice but to give her a -3 on the grade of execution on that opening triple lutz. And then there's also a mandatory -1 for the fall. So she's looking at losing 4 points for that mistake.
And in an event that has been so well skated, this is not going to stand up. Here's a look at her triple lutz combination. And she's just not over top of that foot when she goes to land. But she comes right back and nails the triple flip.
Here are the scores now for Fumie Suguri of Japan. For technical elements, 28.42. And for program components, 28.86. That is the 6th ranked short program of the evening behind Joannie Rochette. And overall, Fumie Suguri will sit in 4th place, right behind Shizuka Arakawa. You're watching CBC's exclusive coverage of the 2005 World Figure Skating Championships, presented by BMO Financial Group. 2005 World Figure Skating Championships, presented by BMO Financial Group. Coming up right across the country, stay tuned for CBC News, The National, next on CBC Television.
Now skating, Miki Ando.
Now one of the
Japan.
young rising stars from this Japanese women's skating juggernaut, Miki Ando, 17-year-old from Nagoya City in Japan. Last year she was the world junior champion. This year Japan still holds the title when young Mao Asada won it in Kitchener. So there's another young skater that these Japanese women will be looking over their shoulders at.
Miki has been known as the triple queen. However, she's been struggling a little bit with consistency here, and over the course of the season has not always received credit for her triple combinations due to under rotation. See if she gets this. Yes, triple Lutz, triple loop, and that's the most difficult combination yet. And I can see very clearly her landing marks from that combination. I see no reason why they shouldn't give her full credit for the triple. Triple flip. Not carry as much speed through her spins as some of the other women in the competition. Ando was just off the podium last year in Dortmund. Really slow into this double axel, a little cautious and hesitant on the landing, but she does it. Went to the Worlds directly from that World Junior title. Spiral sequence lacking some of the extension and flair that we've seen from others like Kwan, Kostner. But she makes up for some of those deficiencies with her jumps. And just to let you know, her opening combination was worth 11 marks. That's the base value, whereas the combination that Kwan did was worth 7.3. Self-assured short program from Miki Ando, the two-time champion from Japan. Miki Ando. Well, there's no doubt that the jump content of this program was right there amongst the very best. What is going to hold it back slightly are her spin quality, spiral sequence quality, and the second mark. Her program component scores are not going to be as high, but there's nothing wrong with this triple Lutz, triple loop combination. Here's a look at her triple flip jump. Excellent height. Great flow on the exit.
axel was the final jump of the program, perhaps the weakest jump element here today for her.
Результат Miki Ando.
The scores for
Now the
Miki
results
Ando.
for Miki Ando's short program.
The technical score, please.
Score for technical elements.
Технический результат составляет
32.59.
балла.
The program component score, please.
And the score for program components, 26.71. So indeed marked down for components. But Miki Ando moves into second place overall, ahead of Michelle Kwan and just behind Karolina Kostner of Italy. The favorite coming into these World Championships, Moscow's Irina Slutskaya, is on the ice when we come back. Only 17 when she took her first step onto the World Championship medal podium. Canadians took note of her name when she won bronze in Edmonton. But the next two steps would be 6 more years in the making. Finally, World Championship gold in 2002. Away from the ice, life would be hard. Last year, she bravely skated to 9th place after missing the entire season with a serious heart ailment. This year, Irina Slutskaya is healthy and undefeated en route to Moscow as the gold medal favorite at the World Championships. And now the moment they've all been waiting for here at Luzhniki Sports Palace. Russia's Irina Slutskaya,
Russia.
a Muscovite herself, and the leader after qualifying. She is the comeback skater of the year in this sport. 2002 world champion, unbeaten this year, and here at the World Championships, amazingly, coming back from a very serious heart problem, an inflammation of the sac lining around her heart. The mother's been in hospital needing a kidney transplant. The last couple of years have not been kind to Irina Slutskaya.
What's important for her today here is to stay in her little bubble. Just keep focused. She found it very distracting in the qualifying with all the cheers. She's not used to that. She needs to stay very focused. And she cannot make a mistake. Good speed into her triple left combination. Didn't get the normal height on the takeoff that she's used to. Struggled with that landing.
A mistake, yes, but not huge.
See if she can settle down here with a triple flip.
Great height. And with that double axel, she completes the 3 jump elements here in her short program. Good extension, nice solid change of edge through this camel spin. Look at the flexibility in this layback spin. Marvelous.
Her spins are always a highlight.
Oh, she's not distracted tonight. She's in the moment.
her go on this final spin. Oh, and a mistake on the spin there.
Irina Slutskaya of Russia, the sentimental favorite here at Luzhniki.
She's now looked back to the spot where she just finished spinning twice, knowing what the degree of difficulty she missed out on by making the mistakes in that spin.
And as you mentioned, you cannot make a mistake in this field.
Here's a look at her opening triple X. She didn't get the spring that she normally gets on this jump, so it's hard for her to complete that rotation, but I can't believe that she saved that.
The turn in between, as she did there on the combination, is a lowering of the grade of execution by about -1 point to maybe -2. It wasn't a huge error, but then she went and made the mistake on her final spin. So she's given up somewhere between 2 to 4 points with those 2 errors. Another look at the triple Lutz combination. She breaks at the waist, leans forward, but hangs on and gets the second jump done. Triple flip, superior height on this jump.
Well, they love Irina here in Moscow. The world champion from 3 years ago, up on the big screen here at Luzhniki Ice Palace tonight. And here are her scores. She was first after qualifying, but just a slim 1.3 lead ahead of American Sasha Cohen, who's still to come. The marks for technical elements: 32.50. Highest on the day. For program components, 30.34. Also the best. A total score of 62.84 points. That's the best short program of the night. Combined with her qualifying score, Irina Slutskaya of Russia will stay in first place in the short. American Sasha Cohen, the silver medalist at last year's World Championships, is in the wings in Moscow. She'll be on the ice when we return. Now she joins He Daoud.
Thank you, Mark. I'm with Irina Slutskaya, who just discovered the pleasure and the pressure to skate in front of his own crowd.
Oh yeah, it's really hard, really hard.
But the success is there so far.
Oh well, I don't want to talk about success because it's free skating tomorrow, and today was like second warm-up. The day before yesterday was first warm-up, now second, and tomorrow will be more important.
What do you expect?
I just want to do my best. That will be hard.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Skating next here in Moscow, the silver medalist from the World Championships last year. This is Sasha Cohen of the United States. She withdrew from the Grand Prix season this season because of a recurring back problem, and that meant that she had not been judged once under this new scoring system until qualifying.
Sasha Cohen, the United States of America.
Cohen composing herself with coach John Nix. Going back to John Nix, she's been through Robert Wagner and Tatiana Tarasova. Now back to John Nix, leading up to these World Championships.
She's got the toughest spot of the day to skate, following Irina Slutskaya. And she's always in the past had such problems with her nerves. Probably the most talented all-around skater there is. But she has not seen the results yet.
Opening combination is scheduled triple Lutz, double toe loop.
Good start.
cautious here going into this double axel.
And she has the best spiral sequence in the world.
This is a spiral where, as a judge, if you don't reach
Oh,
for
and
a
she
+3,
wobbled.
no, that would have been reason right there to have not awarded a +3 on the grade of execution in this element.
I have never, ever seen her do that on a spiral sequence. Look at that spin. No doubt, she's got the best spins in this competition.
Sasha Cohen of the United States pushing Irina Slutskaya.
A most uncharacteristic error that she had in her spiral sequence, but for her, this was an outstanding performance. I think going back to John Nix is the best thing she could have done. John is a real taskmaster. He demands high degrees of training, and I think Sasha has just reaped the benefits of that out here with this performance.
It's her opening triple Lutz combination. Doesn't get a great deal of height, but it was just key for her to nail that opening jump and get the confidence that she had out there.
Sasha Cohen of the United States on the edge of her seat, awaiting her marks here in the short program. Just behind Slutskaya, coming in out of qualifying in second place. For technical elements, 32.29. For program components, 30.08. Total of 61.37. That's the second best short program of the night, ahead of Kwan, behind Slutskaya. And overall, Sasha Cohen will be placed second behind Slutskaya. Championships presented by BMO Financial Group. Let's go backstage now, and here's Guy with American Sasha Cohen.
Thank you, Mark. With Sasha Cohen, who just skated very well, but was not satisfied.
You know, it was a good skate, but I just let a few silly mistakes come in there, and, you know, it cost me a couple points, which was frustrating, but, you know, it keeps me more on edge for tomorrow.
Well, top 3 after a short program, that's a pretty comfortable position, 3 points behind the leader, but the leader is Russian, and it's Slutskaya. Does it mean anything?
It's all about points, and, you know, I just got to make sure I don't give up 1 point, because got to do what's under my control.
Well, wish you the best, Sasha.
Thank you so much.
Back to you, Mark.
Here's Elena Sokolova representing Russia, the two-time Russian champion, second this year to Slutskaya at the national championships. She's been around a long time, bursting onto the scene as a 16-year-old back in 1996.
She has looked good here. She's been skating with her old confidence. However, I'm sure being on this ice in Moscow must be a little unnerving. Looking cautious going into this triple Lutz combination. But she does it. Triple
she was actually going to have enough room. She buried herself so deeply in the corner of the ring. Really cautious into that triple flip, and she may have two-footed that landing.
Sokolova was 10th last year at the World Championships, and what a tough season it was, marred by injury and a loss of form. She had knee surgery and had to skate with a torn groin ligament.
Very quickly.
But we haven't seen this kind of confidence in her skating in so long.
No doubt that this has to be one of the highlight performance skates of her career, and to do it here in front of her home country audience, what a thrill.
Indeed, a milestone in Moscow for Moscow's own Elena Sokolova.
Well, once she got the jump element out of the way, you can see her face just light up. She enjoyed every single second of that performance after that.
Big pause here before her triple flip. She finally pulls the trigger, gets it up into the air in good position, but definitely a two-footed landing. This was the final jump element, her double axel. A little cautious going into it, but it set the tone for the rest of the program.
Elena Sokolova of Russia. She's had that smile on her face from start to finish here tonight in the short program. Now here are her scores.
The technical score, please.
The technical score for her technical elements, 30.86.
The program component score, please.
And for program components, 28.77. That will rank the 6th best short program of the evening. And overall, Elena Sokolova of Russia will be placed in 7th. So Sokolova 7th here in a terrific night in the short program and a very fierce competition among these women.
The total score in it.
So here are the standings after the short program. Irina Slutskaya continues to lead for Russia. In second place, Sasha Cohen right behind her. And young Karolina Kostner of Italy is third. The 5-time champion of the world, Michelle Kwan of the United States, is in 5th place. The defending world champion, Shizuka Arakawa of Japan, is in 6th. The top Canadian is Joannie Rochette in 10th place. And Cynthia Phaneuf of Canada is 19th after the short. You're watching CBC's exclusive coverage of the World Figure Skating Championships presented by BMO Financial Group. World Figure Skating Championships presented by BMO Financial Group. Well, unlike the men's free skate of one night ago in this very arena, which was a train wreck to say the least, The women all stepped up here tonight in the short program. If you look at the results, 1 through 5 separated by just 6 points. What's that? One missed triple jump?
Going into this long program, these women have set it up for a most exciting finale. I can't get over the quality of skating we saw here today. The top dozen women all delivering outstanding performances. And I think what they all have to recognize, and was demonstrated clearly in the men's competition last night, that this competition is not over yet.
Now, Michelle Kwan of the United States, the 5-time world champion, is sitting in 5th place right now, but she's still in this competition.
This is a very fast learning curve for Michelle here, because in the past, if she were in 5th after the short program, it's over. I mean, you have no chance to win. But she's got to change her whole thought process going into the long program, because it's not over yet. She still has a chance to skate for gold, and she's got to sort of leave this behind, go ahead and skate with everything, because it is definitely not over.
The defending world champion, Shizuka Arakawa of Japan, is currently 6th. Canada's Joannie Rochette is 10th. I thought she'd be higher.
She may have been on any other night, but when you have a competition that's as well skated as the one we had here tonight, she finishes in 10th spot. But as we have mentioned time and time again, with this new scoring system, you don't give up hope. Even if you're sitting in 10th place, which in the previous old 6.0 would have meant you were out of the competition, she has to come out here in the long program and skate just as well one more time and let the chips fall where they may. And as we saw from last night's competition, she could end up anywhere.
For sure. Canada's Cynthia Phaneuf, skating in her first ever World Championship, is currently 19th going into the free skate. So a terrific night for the women here at Luzhniki. Also on the marquee tonight in this World Figure Skating Championship is the free dance competition. We will have time to bring you coverage of the Canadians, Dubray and Lausanne and Wing and Low, but tomorrow we'll have full coverage of the free dance along with the women's free skate on Sports Saturday. Right now, let's look at the standings after the original dance. Navka and Kostomarov of Russia, the defending world champions, in first, but a lead of less than 5 points over Belbin and Augusto of the United States. Grushina and Goncharov of Ukraine are currently in 3rd place. Look at that Israeli dance team of Chait and Soknovsky making a move here at the World Championships. They sit 6th. The top Canadians are Dubray and Lausanne, the 3-time Canadian champions, currently in 7th place, followed by Wing and Low of Windsor in 10th place after original dance.